Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to change the lower ball joint on this 2016 Subaru Outback today. We're using this CarQuest Super Ultra Premium ball joint, and it's pretty simple to change. First of all, we're going to just take a quick look here and see how this thing's mounted in here. You can see that the stud passes through the lower control arm. It's held in place by a castle nut and a cotter pin, and then the top of the ball joint seats into the knuckle where a bolt passes through. And the bolt goes into this retaining groove that keeps it from coming out. So we need to first remove the castle nut and the cotter pin, and we're going to try to just flex this control arm down as far as we can to get the stud out of the control arm. And once we do that, we'll be able to sort of just push the knuckle out and away, and hopefully then drop the ball joint out of the knuckle. The knuckle is actually got a split in it, so the bolt, when it passes through, it sort of pulls the knuckle together. So we gotta, I think before we take that this nut and try to get the ball joint out of the control arm, we're gonna want to get this bolt out, because we need this to be kind of stationary to get that bolt out of there. And a lot of times the threads on that bolt will get all rusty, so I might just go right for the heat. I don't know. Maybe I'll bust out a ratchet and see what it's like. All right, 14 millimeter. I'm surprised this is actually going. That's good. Okay, so we're gonna just take this bolt completely out now. If yours is like really stuck in there, you know, you go to loosen it off and it's just really tight, I recommend putting a little bit of heat into that on the end that has the threads in it. That would be the other side. And that's probably going to help you out a lot. Broken. We do have a replacement bolt that comes with our ball joint. And I'll have to check in the service manual, but I'm guessing these are like one-time use. They might be torque to yield. We'll find out when we go to put it back together. Okay, I'm actually just gonna put this in here, a couple threads. That's gonna keep the ball joint in the knuckle so that it doesn't come out when we try to pull this control arm down. Now, we need to remove this cotter pin, and you can see how rusty it is. There's a good chance that it's probably not going to come out. We're gonna get some pliers and try though. I'm impressed that that actually just came out. If yours didn't come out, it's not a huge deal. We're replacing it anyways. So what I would do if it just snapped off is break both ends off, take a socket, just hammer it right on. All right, this castle nut's gonna be a 17 millimeter. I'm just going to take that right off, and now we need to get our pry bar in place. We want to put tension on this thing so that it's trying to pull down. Then what we're going to do is hit this with a hammer maybe, or possibly try to shock it with the air hammer, and that should break that bond free where the taper is seated into the lower control arm so that it lets go. Let's see, is this going to work? All right, this is my contraption. I basically have just a pry bar wedged in the control arm, the only big enough hole that you can stick a pry bar in. And then I got a block of wood in there to give us a bit of leverage with a ratchet strap. We've got tension on the control arm trying to pry it down. It's not the best setup, but we're gonna just try it and see what happens. And then we got ourselves a big hammer, and we're just gonna hammer it right here. And as you can see, just like that, we've now shocked the control arm to give that, that bite a little bit of vibrations. It's let go now. So that's exactly what we wanted. So now we should be able to basically pull this bolt out of here, and we'll just push the whole assembly over to the side. And then we can work on getting it out of the actual knuckle. Okay, now what we need to do is we need to try to spread that knuckle a little bit to get this ball joint to just fall out of there. So you can use a decent sized punch, or well, really a chisel, or if you have a pry bar or something like that, something that you can stick into that slot, hammer it in a little bit just to sort of spread that knuckle open to let go of that ball joint, and the ball joint should just fall right out. All right, so then you can get yourself one of these chisel bits. All right, just like that. Now there's a bunch of rust that's in that hole right there where the ball joint needs to go. So I'm gonna get a little wire brush on a drill. Just go up in there and hone that hole out, and we'll be ready to start putting things back together. So normally you're supposed to just loosen off the bolts that hold the control arm so that the control arm can just naturally fall down, which is fine. But when you go to put it back together, you have to basically set the vehicle down and have the suspension loaded, and then torque those control arm bolts down so that the bushings and everything are tightened down in its natural resting position. Otherwise, if you torque them down with the weight of the vehicle, the weight off of the vehicle basically, then when you let it down, it's going to bind and twist those bushings, and that's where they're going to normally sit, and it's just going to wear the bushings out in the control arm. It'll wear them out real fast. So just a heads up, this way that I'm doing it's kind of sketchy, but this is how I always do it. So
sketchy.
It's just sketchy, I guess, because if the bar slips or whatever, this thing just goes back, and it could
squishes your fingers in there.
Yeah, it could just squish your fingers, and that's just a risk that I'm willing to take. But for those of you that are going to do this yourself, just be cautious of what you're doing. So this is the contraption that I use for cleaning this. It's just a small wire wheel, and you can pick these up at your local hardware store. Then I've got this extension. It's a 12-inch extension. Spray a little bit of oil up in there, get it all nice and slickery, and then it's also going to just prevent the rust from coming back, at least slow it down anyways. Then now we're ready to put our new ball joint in there, so I'm going to just grab that. All right, now we just put this bad boy in here, and then we just pull this out, and we should be able to just stick this bolt in here. With all the rust, I should have cleaned that hole out. Then we just got to run that bad boy down. Maybe I need to clean this. All right, I guess I have to hammer this back the other way a little bit. Maybe if I try to just pull the ball joint over. Better. but still. Maybe try pulling it together with the bolt a little bit. The ball joint gets in the way. I can see, like, so where this this cutout is, you look at the hole and it's like too far down. So the bolt like is supposed to go straight ahead, but it gets like pushed down. Yeah, so I can start it with the old one in there, but I can't start it with the new one in there. We looked at them side to side, and this one, the Subaru one, if you put them side to side, sits ever so slightly taller where the base is down here, where it bottoms out against the knuckle. And that's the problem I'm running into, is it's just not 100% designed perfectly for the bolt to pass through. So it's hitting the bolt, it's deflecting the bolt downwards a little bit. All right, we just had to show it who's boss. That's it, that's all we had to do. Just be like, get in there, boy. All right, 37 foot-pounds for that pinch bolt that's in there. And then we're gonna lower this control arm down and put that nut on there and tighten it to 29 foot-pounds. Your goddamn ears. There's really not all that much tension on there, by the way. But anyway, you just get that lined up in there. Just give her a couple hee-haws, and then we gotta put that nut on. Now, this nut doesn't have, it's not a castle nut, and there's no hole in the ball joint for a cotter pin. Instead, they give you one of these nuts that has nylon on the outside of it. They call it a nylock nut, and it's a one-time use item. So we're just going to lightly buzz that bad boy down until it's snug and then torque it down to 29 foot-pounds. As per usual, these aftermarket parts are no longer the same size as OEM, and I believe that's an 18. Okay. I guess that's pretty much it. The wheels, they get torqued to 88 foot-pounds. And you're gonna wanna tighten those down in a 5-star pattern, do 2 passes of that. And after 60 miles or 100 kilometers of driving, you should always retorque your wheel nuts and just make sure that they are tight and everything's seated. I think that's pretty much it on how to replace the ball joint on your 2016 Subaru Outback. If you have any questions, throw them in the comments, give the video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.